So today won't be a very long one. We're looking at ratio and proportion. We've looked at most of these concepts before, but you've got your notes here where it's all together and hopefully makes a little bit more sense. So let's head straight into the question. We've got some chocolates in a box. It tells us 1/4 contains nuts. Now remember, a whole is 1. If we take away 1/4, we're left with 3/4. So that means 3/4 don't have nuts. So if we were to imagine it, if you imagined it in 4 pieces, 1 bit would have nuts and 3 bits wouldn't. So that's how your ratio works. Okay, this was in a calculator paper. So you've got 62 out of 500. You see the word percentage, your brain is going to go times by 100. Okay, so you're going to type that straight into your calculator and you get your value. If it was non-calculator, you would cancel down your fraction and you could calculate it. Right, we've got the word increase. Now that's an increase multiplier. So it's the 100, the original amount, plus the other 9%, which is 1.09 if we want to type it straight into our calculator. We can also use that percent sign, and we could actually do multiplied by 109%, and that would be okay as well. So we get 213 and 64 pence. Right, so now we've got Lee, Cush and May. We're told Cush gets 750 more than Leo. So Cush has 5 bits, and Leo has 3 bits. So that difference is 2 bits. So we know 2 portions is 750. How many bits are they all together? Well, we've got 3 plus 5 plus 8. So all together, their total amount of bits of money, if you like, is 16. To go from 2 to 16, remember we're always multiplying, we're not looking at adding, we multiply by 8. So we multiply the other side by 8. And we use 750 multiplied by 8 gives you the value that you need, which is 6,000. Right, last year, the cost of a season ticket was 560. We're looking for the increase. So let's see how much has that changed. It's changed by £40. We want it as a fraction of last year's. So be careful what they want it of. Not this year's, they want last year's. Cancel down the zeros, 4's into 56. So it'll be 1/14. You could have done that in 2 bits by dividing by 2 and dividing by 2 again. All right, this one is tricky. It was a very end of a paper, but it's still useful for you to be able to do. Right, how many bits do we have? So we've got 2 bits of white and 3 bits of red. So altogether, we've got 5 bits or 5 parts. We're looking at 15 litres. So each bit is going to be 3 litres. So that means we're going to have 2 times 3, which is 6, and 3 times 3, which is 9. So 6 litres of white paint and 9 litres of red paint. Right, what do we want? We want a ratio of 1 to 5. So every 1 white, we want 5 red. So if we've got 6 litres of white, that means we need 6 times 5 of red. So we need 30, but we've only got 9. So how do we get to 30? 30 take away 9, because it's saying how many more litres do we need? So we're going to do 30 take away 9 to give us 21, and our answer would be 21 litres. Okay, so this is like a triple ratio. We've got houses to flats to bungalows. So houses and flats are in the ratio 7 to 4. Flats are in the to bungalows as 8 to 5. What's our connection? Well, we can see we multiplied by 2, so we can do that to the houses, and now we've got all 3 on the same line. So if we've got 50 bungalows, we're going to have to multiply by 10. So that means we just multiply the houses by 10 and we get 140. This was on a non-calculator, but as you can see, the numbers are really nice. Okay, Alan, Bispa and Chen share a sum of money. Alan gets 1/8. So he gets, if there were 8 bits, he gets 1 of them. So we know he gets £2.50. So that's 1 bit off 8. And all those 8 bits are the same amount. which means the total amount of money must be £2.50 times by 8. So the total money they all share, because we know Alan's amount, we can work out the entire amount, and we've got £20. Bispa gets half of it. Half of £20 is £10. And now we just want to write it as a ratio. So if we say Alan gets £2.50 and Chen, well, first we need to work out how much he gets. So he gets 20 minus the 10 minus the £2.50. So what's he left with? So he's left with £7.50. So now Alan has got £2.50. Chen has £7.50. But they want, instead of just those numbers, they want them as whole numbers. So we're going to say, how are we going to make those as whole numbers? You can either type it into your calculator, either as a fraction, or using the ratio button, or you could simply just double it. So if it was non-calculator and you're like, oh, I can now cancel that down more like a fraction. So 5 to 15, which becomes 1 to 3. Okay, that was a very, very quick run through. We're a bit limited on time at the moment, but hopefully that's been useful for you guys. See you tomorrow with the next set. For those of you not taking exams as a reset exam, there is a much longer, more more refined course, if you like, that will be launching in January, and will go through in the same way, but will be a bit more detailed and a little bit more, it won't have been produced with the view of getting it done before this reset exam. This week, you should have uploaded a set of exam papers, so they'll be on there, well, by next weekend as well, and we'll be working through the Foundation 2019 papers for Edexcel, and then the following week I'll look at the AQA papers because they've just sort of been released, so they're useful to do. So if you want to practice an entire set of papers, what I suggest you do is over this coming week, so you do your first set before October, you work through those papers, and then you can work through the solutions with me. I know I talk quite fast and go through it, but you can pause this, you can come back to it, you can and if you've got any questions, send us either a message on, send us a message in the comments, send me a DM on Instagram. You might get a response, maybe, you will get a response hopefully, but you might get a response at weird and wonderful times where if I can explain something in a quick video or a quick, watching me scribble, I will do. Okay, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and good luck for those of you taking